I'm John Webb, the founder of AI Stamp ID. Today, I'm joined by Lou from Portero Stamps. Lou is a top eBay dealer with decades of experience collecting and selling stamps on eBay. He's also been a great partner providing input to AI Stamp ID and looking at how to make the experience better for dealers. So Lou, thank you for being here today and spending time with us.
Thank you, John.
So tell us a little bit about your journey to become part of the top and your eBay selling.
I'm a third generation stamp collector, a collection that was started by my grandfather in the 1940s from Cuba. He owned a bookstore and he was getting packages from everywhere in the world. And the stamps looked so pretty that he started collecting them. He found trading partners all over the world. And over the decades, the hobby transferred over to my father. And then once we immigrated to the United States, that was one of the few things that we would not let go from our Cuban heritage and culture. We decided to continue the collection. In fact, we recovered some of it through relatives just mailing us the stamps. Came through and it was great. So that became my journey as a collector. And we got stamps from all over. The way people build collections, buying, finding them, clipping them, getting partners, you name it. And our collection grew and grew until I discovered, I would say 25, 30 years ago, something called stamp auctions. Basically, free internet or early internet days where dealers would have stamp auctions. I went to quite a few and bought collections and quickly learned that when you buy a lot, there's more stuff in there than you need. And what do I do with it? Sell it. It's kind of a line from the movie Scarface, don't get high on your own supply, I think they said. And I quickly learned that if I was going to maintain this habit in the way that I wanted to maintain it, meaning getting the more expensive stamps and not killing my household budget, the way to do it was to become a dealer. So that was the birth of that. And I would say that took about 5 years in order accumulation to becoming an eBay dealer. And then later on hip stamps. I'm also on hip stamps.
Now, I bet many dealers have that same journey. What is that journey of listing and putting stamps onto eBay before technologies like AI Stamp ID became available?
The early on days, let's call them the early on days of listing on eBay, was paying your daughter $1 an hour back then. You could get away with it, having her scan the stamp. And then I would crop it, painstakingly crop it, put it on eBay, identify it, all of that. And it was a one by one basis. So if you looked at it, early on technology, I was doing maybe 5 stamps per hour, believe it or not. I guess farm to kitchen, getting the stamp, identifying it, scanning it, putting it up, listing it, making sure that I was putting it up at a fair value and a correct value. So all of that took time.
So you and I started meet each other at the beginning of the year, and you obviously saw an interest, not just in AI Stamp ID, but technology and AI in general helping you as a dealer. What has attracted you now to AI Stamp ID, and how do you see that helping your current process?
The five evolved and my habits evolved as I started selling on eBay. I started discovering collections that, before I would buy a collection where most of it was what I was collecting and the rest was remnants, I started buying remnants. I became a shopaholic and a remnant junkie, and I couldn't pass a bargain buy. And more, I started developing an entire warehouse of stamps. So let's call that a supply problem, where I was oversupplied. Then technology got better, I got better at doing things, et cetera, and I would say that I started being able to list maybe 25 to 30 items per hour. That said, again, I'm going to quote a movie. As I said in Jaws, I think we need a bigger boat. And as AI started growing and as I started reading more about AI and using more AI. My original was to try to identify stamps that were hard to identify, or toss-ups. There's sometimes where you get a stamp and it could be worth $5 or $50. And the last thing I want to do is sell that stamp for the wrong price. Either way, I don't want to hurt the person that bought it, and I don't want to hurt myself. So I started using AI, and AI was a big help in trying to identify what the stamp actually was. But again, that's one at a time. And as I said before, I think I need a bigger boat. That's great if you're a hobbyist, but if you're trying to make this into a business, which I started to become, first you get 4 orders a week, then it's 4 orders a day. Now I'm getting 20 orders a day. And if you want to have a process that feeds that, and let's say, what would my business look like if I had 200 orders a day? And I just needed different partners. So I started attending groups. You were displaying some of the stuff that you did, and I said, that's somebody I want to reach out to, which I did. I immediately reached out to you on the side and said, we got to talk.
Yeah. And so how do you see the AI Stamp ID product helping you and unlocking inventory for you today?
I got onto the program. I signed up as an early client and kept reaching out to you and saying, look, I want to collaborate with this because I'm seeing that this is going to move the needle for me significantly. You were gracious enough to move me onto the dealer side very quickly while you were still in beta. And I was a client / user, or whatever you want to call me. I quickly started seeing an enormous ability to book things a lot quicker and to have things go from farm to table immediately. And by immediately, I was going from maybe 30 to 40 items per hour to 150 or even 200 items per hour, because the scanning capabilities are awesome. I can put up 20 stamps at a time. They're scanned, they're identified, and not only identified is one thing, but identified correctly very quickly. It's not 100%, but it's getting better and better with each iteration in terms of everything. And as a knowledgeable dealer, obviously, I've had to say, no, it's not this one, but it's that one. But it's their understandable judgment calls that the AI has done. And I got to say that now I'm being able to move my inventory 4 times or 5 times faster. I'm also looking at going deeper into my inventory, because before it didn't pay for me to list an item that was under $5. And now I've got rooms full of items that are $1 to $5. I got a warehouse full of items that I believe are under $1, but I don't even know. I don't even know what's in these boxes. And this program is helping me unlock value.
That's great. And I really have appreciated all the feedback that I've given you in our conversations about how to make your workflow faster, because it's really not about it is about the inventory, but it's really about the revenue. And so, hearing you tell me 50 stamps an hour, 3 to 4 times faster is absolutely amazing for a dealer. Like you said, you collectively now made a bigger boat. Hopefully over the next months or so, we'll make it even bigger boat and we'll get even faster.
Yeah, some of the stuff that I'm looking at doing with the program is plate blocks. Some of the stuff that I'm looking at is philatelic sheets, moving into that area. Hopefully one day even covers, but good luck on that one. But never say never. And the other part where I'm looking at unlocking value is direct to eBay posting, that you have that feature. I've used it with a little bit of intervention, but I'm honestly a control freak and I have OCD a little bit. So I must touch and look at everything. So I'm not going to say we're 100% of the way there, but I would say we're 80 to 90% of the way there, where your auto listing feature. And once that is there, I'm talking about listing maybe 250 to 300 stamps an hour or items an hour, whatever they would be.
That's amazing. But I do want to call out that even though I love AI Stamp ID, it doesn't replace our analysis, right? You still need to feel comfortable with what you're listing, have the ability to edit, check it. Like I said, there's many varieties, plates. You still need to have some control over that. And eventually, maybe AI will get there. But right now, in your dealer workflow, you still need to do that. You can't just walk away.
No, you can't. You can't. And I'll use another movie analogy, Terminator. When the humans walked away and left to the machine, bad things happened.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite there yet, but your programming, your tool is the closest thing to that. But I don't think it'll ever supplant the dealer. I don't think it'll ever supplant years of experience. And the crazy thing is these younger dealers and collectors coming up, and they'll eventually, I hope, and I hope you hope, will migrate to your product. So I don't think they should supplant things, but it's the biggest tool in your arsenal right now. It's the biggest tool in my arsenal.
Yeah, I'm aligned with you, Lou. I think this is really helping you. I love it. Unlock your inventory, take the stamps out of the dark ages, and let you keep in your workflow. Put your valuable time on the things that are valuable. Let the computer do the things the computer can do quickly, like image recognition. What would you say for other dealers? What would you tell them about AI Stamp ID? And do you think this is a value for other people also in the stamp collecting and dealing world?
I'm glad you asked that question, because I was going to say that I wouldn't feel comfortable not saying that I believe that what a dealer should do is introduce their clients to your product. And the reason that is, that'll make them much more efficient collectors. If they're more efficient collectors and they know what they have and they properly catalog things, they can acquire things to fill their collections. They are collectors. They like to put something in a gap. They do not like to have blank walls, just like the wall behind me. Every spot is filled in, and that's what a collector strives to do. Fill in every spot in their album. Your product allows them the time to sort it out correctly and find out where those gaps are. So it lets them know what's there. I think this is something that I'm going to start recommending to all my clients as they come in. Just, hey, by the way, you might want to consider this product because it'll make you a more efficient collector. Not pushing it as I have any interest in it, because I do not. But I'm interested in it because it makes them more efficient. They're more efficient. They're more apt to buy more of my product.
And then also same for a dealer with inventory like yourself. Is it time for dealers to look at this as part of their workflow?
Absolutely. Any dealer that's dealing with individual items, not just moving collections from point A to point B. I believe that this is an amazing tool. It's also an amazing tool to see what somebody has. If you're a dealer and you just bought a collection, you want to know what you got right there. So you can just scan the pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's the first 5 pages here? What do we got? And all of a sudden you've got values, and those things supplement your knowledge. Look, I've been in this for since I was 5, 6 decades. So I can look at something and tell you what I think the value is, but I don't think I'm infallible. And with this tool, it takes me from a 90% confidence level to a 97% confidence level. And that means a lot, especially monetarily.
Look, it's been a great journey working on this. I really appreciate all of your time you've given to make this a better tool. Any final thoughts that you'd like to share, either about AI Stamp ID or where we're heading with collecting?
I can't wait for the evolution. I believe that stamp collecting was, right now you're looking at a U. It started out as something everybody did, then baseball cards, comic books, everything else started taking its place. And now I think it is starting to make a renaissance, especially if you go to the shows and all that. I believe that this tool will help make it, again, a more mainstream thing that puts it right up there with any other collectibles that's in the marketplace. So that as a tool, I think this is an important part of being a stamp collector or being a collector overall, properly identifying things and putting things in their proper place. So I wholly recommend it. I can't wait for more people to adapt it because, as with AI, the more people that use it, the more it learns. As with your product, once you challenge it, it doesn't make the same mistake twice because it becomes part of the knowledge set. So that's very important for AI. So the more people that use it, the better it becomes. That's important. And I want to make sure that I have plenty of co-conspirators going forward to make this a better product.
Awesome. Lou, again, thank you very much for your time today. And I appreciate all the collaboration.
You got it. All right. Thank you.
Take care.